youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I am your host, my name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg, and we are once again joined by everybody's favorite fettuccine Alfredo monster,
Nick, and I'm lactose intolerant. And joining me is our intern,
Emmanuel.
Since when does he get to say his own name? As I said, welcome to 30 Minutes of Mayhem, the podcast your mother can be ashamed of. And tell me, Nick, why is this the podcast your mother can be ashamed of?
because to cope with the death of my father, I watch a lot of daddy-daughter porn.
That is exactly correct. This is a very long-awaited episode, and by long-awaited, I mean...
I didn't wait too long.
But before we have that climax of this entire topic, let's take a quick commercial break.
I feel like I'm dying.
You don't sound well, buddy. You should go see a doctor.
But I have no insurance, so no one will take me.
If only there was a group of people who loved hearing your voice and would do anything to support you.
But Mike, what about our listeners?
They probably wouldn't do it for him, Greg. But if I say it's for me... So if you would be so kind to donate to help our sick Mexican friend out...
To help cure his festering anal fistula.
Yes, his bleeding asshole. Help us. Help him.
By donating to 30 Minutes of Mayhem via PayPal using 30minutesofmayhem@gmail.com.
Muchas gracias, Obama.
So this is the long-awaited Fleshlight review. A few episodes ago, I believe it was episode 86, we purchased Fleshlights and we gave them just rigorous amounts of testing to find out if it's worth it and just everyone's thoughts in a full-blown review on Fleshlight.
Now, Emmanuel didn't get to actually test one, but I let him test one vicariously through me by watching me use it.
If you go back to, I think it was 76 or 77... 78, somewhere around there, we talked about the idea of doing a Fleshlight review. I remember it's on episode 78. Just in case you don't remember that, you don't want to take your time to go back or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and insert that clip right here.
Real quick, I've got a little bit of shit about this, so I kind of wanted to talk about it. Now, back on episode 55, I don't remember how we got into it, but for some reason we got into talking about pocket pussies or fleshlights or whatever, and I remember James brought up the foot pussy, and I said, I don't see the point to do that. It would be a cost of, they cost too much, so on and so forth. I remember saying that. I got a good decent amount of shit about it, like how do you know? You wouldn't know if you haven't tried. And you've said before about getting your prostate fucking pressed on and getting your asshole fingered, like when you said, oh, well, I've never done it, but then maybe one day in my life I finally do, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm missing the greatest thing in the world. So they basically use my own words against me about fleshlights. Well, how would I know if I didn't try? So what I want to propose to you guys is that we actually get fleshlights or pocket pussies.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically paying for the name as far as fleshlight goes or pocket pussy goes, because I did a little bit of looking into this, and they're not necessarily cheap. But anyway, the thought of getting them, actually trying them out, using them a few times, and then reviewing them on a later episode. What do you guys think about that?
I am totally down for that.
Of course you would be, so it's not like we're surprised by that, but...
Hey, man, anything that could help me out, man. I mean, because, my hand gets tired sometimes, but I just want to keep going.
Fair enough.
I'm game as well.
So, Emmanuel, what do you think? Are you down to do a Fleshlight review?
Whoa, Mike, I hate to snatch the mic from you right there, like my name be Kanye, but do you really even think he deserves the privilege to be sliding into one of those pocket pussies?
I mean, like, he's your intern, you brought him on, so, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's your call.
I'm sorry, Manny Mo. You don't get to feel that latex hoe.
A few episodes ago, we actually purchased them on the episode, that was 86. And also as a reminder, let's just go ahead and listen to that clip from episode 86. I'm gonna pick out the fleshlights right here, right now.
Remember to set your devices to incognito mode.
Everybody's on the site? Yeah? Nick, Greg, you're on the site? You're good? Okay, so does anyone see anything specific that they want? Like I said, I'm going to float the bill. Anyone see anything that they would like?
There's some porn star ones I'm kind of liking. I'm thinking Lexi Bell.
I do not see that one. Let's not do the porn star modeled ones because they're way more expensive.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll just take the standard one then.
Okay, the classic.
The classic.
Give me 1 second. Greg, you say anything?
Yeah, it's got to load.
Greg, I found one for you.
What?
I think we'll go ahead and get you the zombie mouth.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Freaks zombie one. It's a zombie mouth. Got torn away skin here, and it's got zombie teeth. You cool with that?
It hungers for your flesh. Like,
Oh.
Ha! No.
kill me, please. Kill me.
nothing like feeling Nurgle's rot just drip over your dick.
You don't want some zombie teeth biting at your dick and balls while you're trying to jerk off?
Oh, baby, infect me.
No.
Where did you find that? I don't even... He just sent... Oh, yeah. Oh, holy fuck. Oh, that thing looks horrifying.
It's the freak zombie
Horrifying.
mouth fleshlight. So you're cool with that? You want your dick and balls getting bit at by
Ugh.
zombie fleshlight?
God, that
Yeah.
thing just looks horrifying. No.
Okay, well that's what you're gonna get because I'm floating the bill. So you're getting a
you.
freaks zombie fucking fleshlight, so you can jerk off with that. Imagine if imagine if his parents find this and his mom's like, "What the fuck is this? Why does he got this random ass like fucking zombie?"
It's for
mouth
Halloween.
It's for Halloween. Whoa, what are you even doing with that? How do you explain like not just a fleshlight, right? A normal standard fleshlight, not hard, not difficult to explain. You're just like, look, I just want to jerk off without my hand, right? But how do you explain the zombie mouth fleshlight? Greg, we could double down with the Warming Dead pack. It has.
Oh, God.
It's only.
What?
It has a zombie vagina and the zombie mouth and a warmer.
But does it come with the heater for her thighs?
Well, no, it's just. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it's.
I mean,
You know. If you refer to our group chat that we have on Facebook, I linked you the Warming Dead pack if anyone
my God.
wants to go ahead and check that out.
Oh my god.
So,
No need to run away from this pandemic. That's literally what it says.
Nick, you're gonna get a classic pink lady. That's what they call it. And the grip, I guess you can select different grips. Just do what is that? Beehive grip. So we'll do that. The beehive on your dick. Greg, you're gonna get the Walking Dead zombie mouth, so you can have some zombie teeth biting at your cock and
Fuck
balls.
you.
And I am going to get the Christy Mack special edition because even though it looks like someone with Parkinson's first day at Arby's, she's still one of my favorite porn stars. So if I'm going to take the time to use this jerk-off sleeve, it's going to at least be entertaining in a different manner. So I ordered those.
Oh, you goddamn, you son of a bitch. Really? You ordered me that? Fuck you.
Yes, and so it'll be here in however long. I don't know. I haven't got the confirmation email yet to tell me how long it'll be here.
The confirmation.
They will come to me. I got you guys the sleeve, is what they call it. Nick, you got the classic pink lady sleeve. It's beehive texture or whatever inside of it. So some bees on your dick, I guess. And it also got you the container part of it. It's black. I ordered black instead of a clear one because a clear one didn't make sense. Greg, for yours, you got the zombie mouth, so you're gonna have to let everybody know how that is. I don't know what the name of the texture is that's inside of it. I'm assuming possibly rotting flesh.
I swear to God, if I get this and it turns out that it's like, it gives me the most uncomfortable cum I've ever had in my life, I am going to be so mad at you.
He's gonna be so mad at me that I gave him a masturbatorial aid for free. I got you the clear container so that if you can't properly hide it, so that your parents, if they do find it, it will be even harder to explain as to why it's in there. So happy Halloween and Merry Christmas for that. Mine, I got the Christy Mack one, and it comes with a flesh-colored container that it goes in. So there's that, and now we are going to review them. Everyone has to want to hear Greg's opinion on a fleshlight because it's the closest thing he's ever had to an actual vagina. So because of that, we're going to go to Nick first.
Oh, fuck you.
All right. So, overall, I have a few issues with it, and I'm not actually phenomenally impressed with them.
You got the standard original pink lady with the beehive grip, if I remember correctly. Is what you ended up with.
So overall, tightness was all right. It wasn't phenomenal. I wasn't exactly impressed with that. What really started fucking pissing me off, though, is on the inside, it's got these little nubs all through the fucking thing. And so I'm just going at it, and just every so often, just the back of my head would catch one of those nubs, and it would like yank it forward, and it would not. I was just like, and like I'd have to like angle myself in a weird way that wasn't phenomenally enjoyable. I still nutted though.
It could have possibly been just the grip, like the texture on the inside, that was the issue.
Yeah, that texture on the inside wasn't really doing it for me. Like, I would clean the thing out really fucking good, but I could never get rid of that. Like, I took it apart and just basically soaked it in soap and water, and I could not get rid of that, like, that preservative smell that came with it. That white powder that was on it.
Well, there's supposed there's supposed to be that freshening powder stuff on it.
Yeah, the smell bothered me, and, like, it didn't matter how many times I washed it, or if I, like, stored it in the lube, washed it, then lubed it up, and then stored it, and then came back to it later. Like, that smell just persisted. Anytime I use it, my dick would smell like it. And I'm like, well, now I'm going to have to take a fucking shower.
So your dick smells like a preservative?
Yes.
Since everyone really, really, really wants to hear from Greg, I'm going to go next. So, I got the signature Christy Mack model, the Michael J. Fox first day at Arby's model, whichever one you want to call it. Michael J. Fox trying to put change in a parking meter model, whatever. So, it's a mess. Okay. And now on the Fleshlight, it's not really a mess. I guess my biggest complaint about it really is that there's so much more that goes into it. Anyway, there's so much more that goes into using it than just jerking off.
Oh yeah, no, it becomes a hassle.
So yeah, there's this whole like, you're like, am I gonna use this? Because not all the time that you're like gonna beat your meat do you like decide that right off the bat. You know what I mean? You might like see a little something and you're like, hey, that's a little exciting. You might like cat paw at your dick a little bit,
just like looking at the clock like, do I have 15 minutes?
And then you do that and you might like upslap your like dick and balls a little bit and you're like, am I feeling this? Then you're like a little bit further, you're like, you know what, I am feeling this. So you start like playing with your dick a little bit, and then you're just like, I got you know what, I'll just crank one out real quick. I can't do that. I gotta go for 4 million videos because I gotta find the one. I'm that type of person. It drives me fucking insane. But anyway, so because I'm that type of person, it's not like I can really go into with the mindset of I'm putting my dick in this fake pussy and fuck it until I blow. Like, I can't go in with that sort of mindset. I tried, and so what ends up actually happening is like I gotta do the whole process I said before, light the candles, all that shit. So I gotta do that whole process, and then I'm like, all right, well, let me go over here to this drawer, get this out. Should I heat it up? Nah, fuck that. I'm already starting to lose my erection a little bit. I got like my phone in my pocket, but my headphones are still in, so I got porn playing in my ears, but I can't see it. I'm like, I know they changed positions at this point. What is it that's going on? And then she starts talking about fucking her ass, and I'm like, god damn it, I missed the transition to anal. And then I'm like, get this out. I unscrew the thing. I drop it on the floor. It rolls across the fucking room. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even dealing with it. And then I got to get back into jerking position, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't know. And so I'm like...
Well, just going along with it, man.
Jerking formation now.
So, anyway, so I gotta do all of that, right? And then by that time, I'm like, then I'm like fucking this thing with... But it's like, I just go back to what I was doing before... But instead of my hand, it's this thing, right? Mm-hmm. So that whole process is a pain in my ass. I yes, I'm joking partially in there, but not like just like that's not the the full thing. Some of that's a joke, right? But my point still remains the same. So you do it in other positions, blah, 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 whatever. I found it to be more of a hassle than just doing what it is I'm doing. Does it feel bad? No. It's quite all right. I didn't have the, like, getting my dick caught on nubs issue or whatever like Nick did because there's, like, a different texture or whatever. But I just felt like it was way more of a hassle and way more of a cost than what it's worth.
Oh, and here's the other thing, like proper upkeep. I'm going through online right now to check this shit. Like, this is not an uninvolved process.
That's another thing, the whole cleaning it out process. I would rather use it to get to that point and then just pull out of it and shoot elsewhere because I got way less cleanup to do.
Well, when you think about it this way, I mean, when you're with a real woman, you have your upkeep and she has hers. And in this situation, you're kind of maintaining both.
So yeah, it was that whole thing was the upkeep, like, oh, the spray, do this and that. Then you're like, I got it washed out. Do I not have it washed out? And then you're trying to do it the proper way. You got to kind of shape it like a U, run water straight down into it. I did that one time, and like I was holding it too hard. But anyway, so
shot up at you.
and so water wasn't coming out of it. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I let go of it, and it like shot out and like covered the fucking wall and like the mirror and shit with like soapy water. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I had it bent too far. It was like kinking a hose, right? So anyway, it's all this extra bullshit. But if I didn't do that and I just fucking jerked, I could fucking, like I've said before, you shoot into a fucking tissue or on a towel or in the toilet, or in Greg's case a fungal jerk sock, like whatever. You just do that, and then you like throw it in, you know, your dirty laundry, or you just flush the toilet, or in Greg's case folds it and puts it back under his mattress or whatever. Like I don't like, you just do that, and there's no washing up after the fact. You might like go wash your hands, or you might hit some hand sanitizer, or you might lick them clean. I don't know what you do. Like you might not even do that. You might just move on and not even do any of that, right? And I just feel like there's too much of a process. It's too involved. But without further ado, the most anticipated part.
Oh, that's right, because Emmanuel didn't get one, so...
Emmanuel
right,
was
so
not allowed to have one, so yes. Sir.
That's right, because he's just an intern. I forgot about that.
I mean,
so,
Emmanuel, you can talk about watching me use it.
Okay, so...
Everyone is highly anticipated just because you're the different one from... You don't have any base for comparison for the real thing like Nick and I do. So you're giving a whole new perspective.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Mike, he does make a point. It is a lot more involved than just, taking your hand and rubbing one out yourself. But at the same time, for me, it just provided such a better experience. Like the first time I used it, I came so hard, I thought I astral projected and saw God.
So
that was the correct response.
So now, if you don't recall, Greg ended up with the zombie mouth, so he's into fucking rotting flesh and coming super hard to the point to where he astral projects and sees God. What the fuck is wrong with you, you piece of shit?
Quite a lot of things, Mike. Quite a lot of things. I couldn't even list them all off to you right now.
So the punchline,
because that's not what we're talking about.
The punchline of all that is, I did not get Greg the zombie mouth. That was just me fucking with him. Greg also ended up with the Pink Lady Beehive, the same thing that Nick got. Sorry to let anyone down with that. It was just too expensive. But Greg,
that shit made you astral project. What'd God have to say that he was disappointed in you?
No, he just said nice, and we high-fived. Then I came back to my body.
You had the perfect opportunity there to say no, he did not. But your dad was there, Nick.
Oh, you're right. God damn, I did. Oh, fuck me. But
It's
no,
all
yeah.
right. We all know he's elsewhere.
I was gonna say, Greg, you could have looked 1,000 miles.
Like I said earlier, Mike is right. Like, it's very involved. You got to clean it and upkeep and everything. So I don't use it all the time. I usually just save it for
special occasions.
Days when. Yes,
when
quote unquote special occasions.
Another video game theme one, like that Solid Snake one they did.
First time I used it, it was when my parents were completely out of the house for the weekend, so I didn't have to worry about like anybody walking in on me. So like I usually save it for when I know I'm gonna be completely alone. Like Mike said, there's a lot of like steps you got to go through to get yourself ready for it. So, you don't want to get all that ready and then somebody comes into your room right as you like jacking it with the
you got
or even worse, like they come in right as you climax. I mean, that would be one of the worst things you could ever have. Just be like they open the door and you're just like, oh hey mom.
Greg's dad walks in, and then Greg astral projects and high-fives his
Oh god! It's even worse because it's like if you were to do that and climax, like as soon as your father has like this shocked look on your face, that's like etched into your brain forever. So it's like when you actually come inside a girl, you're just going to remember like your father's look. It looks like John Candy from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in the taxi scene where he's just like
oh my god. god, that's perfect. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So would you rather your fucking dick puke up some white fluid inside of this like housing, or and your parents walk in on you, or would you rather be like blasting it off onto the hardwood floor when they walk in and you're like
They
like
slip.
they're like
Your mom walks in and rolls on your rope.
She's forever reminded that her broken hip is because of that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the cleanup is a lot easier when you have this, because you blow your load and then you just rinse it out or use the cleaning powder or whatever, and like that's it. But I mean, like if just use your hand, you sometimes have to you got to clean up your sheets or wherever it is you're masturbating. Usually I do it in my bedroom on my bed, or you got to clean off your hand because you got it all over your hand and you're just like now I gotta go clean off my hand before somebody comes in and is just like, hey, can I get your help with something for a second? It's like, not right now. I gotta get this stuff off my hand because trust me, you really don't want me to touch you with it.
he's like talking about this like this is an everyday occurrence. Bitch, when this comes out of my body, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't get it on me. Like, it does not
How
touch
do
me.
you do that? That's what I want to know is like, how are you able to pull that off?
There's these modern inventions. There's a few different ones. Some are tissues, some are paper towels, and some are toilet paper.
He's like,
Well, I mean, I
he's
know
like,
you
I
use
go-
it to like clean up afterwards, but you really just like hold a tissue over your junk while you're beating it.
I mean,
he's just like, every time I have
coming
this happen,
from
I
someone
shoot.
else
Go ahead.
coming from someone else who has a small dick. Generally, I have one free hand, so I kind of just cup with the other free hand with whatever cleaning utensil.
So Greg is like, I don't understand how you do that. Every time I jerk off, I'm shooting in my own eye and I give myself fucking pink eye. Look like I'm smoking weed. And they're like, what were you doing upstairs? And you're like, you don't want to tell them you shot your own cum into your own eyes. So you're like, I was smoking weed. And your dad's like, don't lie, you F word for gays. I know you were up there crying. I could hear you. Anyway. And he's like, you're such a fucking disappointment. And then he goes and finds the Fleshlight and Astral projects himself up to high five Nick's dad after telling him. They're like, they high five because they're like, they know they don't want to make salt and pepper. And both of their sons are a disappointment.
Oh,
Greg, was there anything else you wanted to cover?
I thought it would be a lot more, the upkeep would be more difficult. It's not so much difficult. I mean, it is time consuming, but I wouldn't really say it's like difficult. Aside from that, no. Like, I mean, personally, I would say that if you're willing to buy one and you're just, you're sick of just always using your hand.
Or your fungal jerk sock.
Yeah, or fungal jerk sock. This is a nice investment. I would definitely recommend it.
Now, you got it for free, so that there was no investment for you to really.
That is true. I mean, but if I had the chance, I would definitely buy one, though.
What about if, because, you wanted your own segment on the show, what if your own segment on the show, we'll have to talk behind the scenes, figure out a format for it, but you will try the different grips and review each grip, and then you'll review, get the different signature models and then the different standard models, a butthole, a foot, and all that different stuff, a mouth, and then try those out and give a full-blown review on it.
I'd be down with that.
The question remains to Nick and I guess, is it worth it? So Greg, you didn't put any money into it. You say it's worth it. It was a good test run for you, but now that you have had said test run, you are willing to put money into it going forward.
Yes.
So it's 100% worth it for you.
Yes.
All right. Nick.
I would not sink money into it. The product itself is probably about a solid C, but given the fact that it was free, I mean, C doesn't cut it for me to put my money into it. In fact, Greg can have mine if he wants to have two, if he wants to be able to just transition between two at the same time, get that threesome fantasy going, oh yeah, I can still feel his load in this one.
Well, the reason why I got the same one across the board is so that you guys would have the same texture, so that there would be no variant to anything of that.
Yeah.
So you can't even give
I figured.
You can't even give a used one to Greg and have any sort of effect because he's already got that.
never said anything about variety. He just said you know,
Just having 2.
doing.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm
having
just
2.
I'm just saying for review purposes. Nick, if you wanted to let your intern or our intern or whatever try it out now that you have used it so he doesn't have his own, you're more than welcome to do that. You can use it and then give it to him directly
given the
afterwards.
direction his life's going right now, I feel it's probably best to give it to him. It's called charity.
Well, I'll ask you this then. Because you got it for free, was it worth it to you?
The time and effort I had to put into just upkeep and all that, wasn't super thrilled with that. So I'm gonna go with unfortunately no.
Okay, and Greg, you're especially excited that it is free, and you're planning on investing money in the future for different textures and so on and so forth. We're gonna walk into Greg's house one day, and
It's gonna be a collection, glass cases all over the place, fleshlights.
Yeah.
so I'll get mine because of everything that I said, and because obviously real vagina is better than fake vagina. It isn't bad for an every once in a while special occasion, as Greg put it, thing. Like, but I'm not gonna like every time I jerk, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I need to stuff my fleshlight between the mattress and the box springs and fuck this thing. It's not going to be that because it's 100% not worth it in that situation. Now, when I got the 2 for you guys and I got the Christy Mac, the 2 came with a third one for free when I got the 2 for you guys, and I got like a butthole with the Destroya grip. I have not tried that because I tried the Christy Mac. I wanted it to be fair enough to where it was like 2 vaginas. I didn't try the butthole. So maybe in a future episode I'll try the butthole one and let you know, Greg. My whole thing is every once in a while it's cool, but not every single time. Like, would I ever buy any in the future? Unless it was a situation in which like we were doing stuff for the show or whatever, like for my own personal use, no. I can't see myself doing it. It feels good and all that, but it's just not worth it. Like, I floated the bill for all of them. That's not really my concern.
I floated the bill for all of them, but Nick's a great ungrateful asshole.
No, like, that's not really my concern. Like, would I do that again if it was for something like this? Yes, but if it was for my own personal shit, like, I'm not gonna go buy like a fucking buy 2 get 1 for myself. It's just like when you have steak for dinner every night, every once in a while you want chicken, right?
That's true.
Yeah, that's I always tell them, when you have salmon for dinner every night, some nights you want ground beef, but I never get ground beef.
Is that a butthole joke?
Yeah, it's the whole joke.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have a lot to add to this.
No worries. You didn't get one. You weren't allowed. So for the listener, if you have any sort of specific question that we didn't cover here, because we're not good at reviewing shit, that has been pretty obvious based on how that went. If you have any sort of specific question about any of the fleshlights, just email us, tweet us, whatever, and we will do our best to answer the questions. If you're thinking about purchasing one for yourself, unfortunately, this is not sponsored by Fleshlight, but hey, Fleshlight, if you're listening and you want to sponsor, we will take your monies. We will take every single fucking penny that you will give us.
Can. I don't believe in your product.
Well, that's fine. They want someone that doesn't, so that you try them, and then they turn you to the dark side.
Maybe, eventually. They might send me that butthole one and be like, well, we heard you never had butthole. Here's some ground beef in your life. And then I start pounding that shit. I'm like, my God, this is amazing.
It's literally just like a pound of hamburger helper. It's like, let us give you a hand.
It's just a hamburger helper glove, and you can't. You can't.
We heard you weren't super thrilled with our product, so here we go. A real masturbatory.
No, it's even better because if you
you can't even wrap that around your dick. You can't even close the hand on it.
No, but what if they have like a ass fleshlight that's in the hamburger helper hand slot?
They send me a hamburger helper cover with a butthole sleeve in it.
Contact us, especially if you're Fleshlight and want to sponsor us and give us money or free fleshlights or whatever, I guess, or both, preferably the money part. That does it for this episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I have been your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts,
Greg
and Nick
and Emmanuel.
No, you don't get.
No one cares. No one cares.
Oh fuck, that's right. I'm sorry.
Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, all those different locations that we are available, and donate to us on PayPal so we can keep doing this using 30minutesofmayhem at gmail.com. And that does it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and later, fellas.